Obviously, CT side more favoured here. The T side is actually quite difficult on the other pass, especially for mixes and cope. And eSports, obviously, I don't think they've had too much practice together, seeing as Fry wants to quit the game and he's just standing in to help them out. So, Endpoint as well, actually, having many. Yeah, Endpoint as well, so many stand-ins as well. You can look online on the ESEA Premier, they've obviously had to have the stand-ins for their Premier matches. Obviously, having to have 3 players from the previous roster.
That's what I was gonna say, dude.
Yeah.
After watching Premier for like most of this season, obviously being involved with it slightly, they have changed their roster up a fair amount. So when you talk about FM not being able to practice, I'd say Endpoint not being able to practice consistently with the same guys is also potentially a little bit of an issue.
I mean, yeah, they say Fearless gets home really late at night as well. Maybe I think he works 7 to 7, so by the time he gets home, he has to eat at half 7, play at 8. Even then, he gets 3 hours in a night. So it's not really looking too good for them in terms of practice. But the 1 versus 1 on the knife round, I'm not going to cast it, but hopefully. This is a bit strange here, actually. I wonder if it's the thing where the player with the highest HP stays alive, or maybe it's 50-50 like it is on ESCA or something like that. Not too sure.
Well, Stan's in trouble because he doesn't have armor, but apart from that...
Yeah, why doesn't he have armor? What the hell?
Didn't buy it, mate.
Oh my goodness.
He's not... Oh.
Anyway, so winner of this, mostly going to pick the CT side, and if you're Endpoint right now, you're going to have to be looking to get 8 or 9 or so rounds on the CT side, because FM eSports, the aim is just so strong. And as it will go down. So FM most likely going to start on their CT side, and I feel like if FM can get a roll here, get a few leads, win pistol, start to roll those rounds together, maybe stack them up and get ahead of Endpoint, they can really claw this game out straight away.
Yeah, in my opinion, definitely a chance we could see that happen. I mean, just basing it off Mirage, basing it off we saw there.
The aim is definitely on the FM side.
Yeah, Endpoint potentially going to have some troubles getting themselves going, especially as they start T side. Not sure what we can expect from them there.
This is their map pick, so you've got to imagine they've got something planned. So we'll see the CT pistol, Nilzinho trying to buy armor there. 5 sets of armor. We saw that last round. We saw that last game, sorry, not opting in for that kit. They want to get the early frags and not play for the retakes. Early CT aggression towards Connector. And actually the boost on B. So you can play retake towards B, try and get the information towards A, and then go from there.
At the moment, Fry actually looking like he potentially wants to get a little bit aggressive over towards B. Having a look, seeing what he can spot, and Imi's going to be right around the corner with the USP. Can't quite connect the shots initially, but going to keep giving it a bit of a go. Now 2 men round in the corner, he has to take out at least 1. Actually, potentially both to make it worth his while. Imi with the knife, going to be seeing what he can do, but he can't find the frag. So excitement throughout as FM find themselves a couple of frags to start things off. SEO going to be seeing what he can do to come back into it, and just like that, it's a 3v3 with a push coming towards the B site fast.
Thing is, so this seems to form and 2 players, so they know it's going to be the B hit. Fighting up that play, actually managed to take down Nilzinho, so it's going to be the 1-man advantage already for Endpoint. FM stop the plant. No, the plant will go down. No kit here as well. Stan obviously gets dinked, so Gooshed even. He's low HP, so hopefully here looking for the Endpoint to take that first pistol round. And after Stanley getting those 2 entries, you wouldn't have thought this.
No, you would not at all have expected to see this happen. As it stands, it's going to be mostly up to Pulse to get things started, but he can't find a frag quickly. And it means there's going to be 2 low health players on the side of FM just trying to work in tandem to make this happen. But as Pulse finds that, SEO is going to be there to take 1 back on him and leave it up to Stanley.
Yeah,
on 9 points of health.
Yeah, he's going to save his armor, going to the next round there. Doesn't want to force by that head armor. He can save the armor, save himself 700 or so dollars on that buy. No, he did get these 2 kills and a knife, so he might even buy a rifle here. Actually, no, what happened to his money? He did get the knife kill. No, he didn't get the knife kill. Sorry, Imi was trying to get the knife kill, got the pistol kill, so I'll take that back.
I thought it was Fry.
Fry, was it Fry? I don't know, they've all got ridiculous names, haven't they? So it's hard to tell. Sorry, it was Fry. My goodness.
To be fair, I get the confusion.
Heat-seeking Swan managed to find 2 kills in that last round. Wow.
Wow, I mean...
Fry won, my goodness. Apologies there, lads.
Swans are pretty deadly, mate.
Yeah, heat-seeking Swan, a.k.a. Fry 1, gets those 2 kills, and misreading that's my bad. He will actually have the 5.7 head armor, pistol, and smoke. It's going to be the force by coming out. Jenko only opting in for that P250. He wants to save for that AWP.
But right now, well, actually, he's going to have time to wait, isn't he?
Yeah, we've got a player falling out the server. Let's take a look and see what's going on. We're not really too sure if it's a problem. Apparently, it's just a sound issue. So, actually, maybe not. I'm not really too sure. Let me take a look at the chat real quick.
A sound issue, or is it a sound issue?
Yeah, I'm not really too sure. They asked for the pause. Apparently, it's lagging, so we'll take a look. They could actually get Lazar in to stand in. He's on the roster, so he is on the substitute roster. He could stand in right now for them. So he's playing on 400 ping, so I'm not really too sure what's going on now, boys, but we will keep you up to date just seen Lazza log on Counter-Strike, and I know he is the substitute for Endpoint at this point. So we will see Lazza on the server. What do you think? Lazza for India. That's quite a quite a stark difference there, losing your IGL for another AWPer.
Yeah, could be an issue on a map like Overpass, you'd think.
Yeah, but then again, 2 AWPers on Overpass. CT side could be strong, but who knows? I'm not really too sure what's happening. I mean, maybe Imi could coach on the team side. Actually, Lazza's joined the server, so who knows what's about to happen? This could get interesting.
Yeah. Interesting, yes. I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing here. As you said, they lose their IGL on the T-side Overpass.
He has no money and they just won the round.
I mean, what do you do in that case? Do you reckon these guys are going to have everything pretty well figured out? Do you reckon there's going to be problems in terms of not having that sort of leading voice on the team?
Speaking to the Endpoint players, a rumor that came up was actually Mighty Max was IGLing.
Oh.
And Imi was lurking. Personally, I didn't believe it. We're about to see what happens on the Endpoint T side. I imagine Mighty Max is going to take the roost in terms of calling. Ezio as well, he's a very smart player, he could do it himself. So we've got Lazza, Velox, Fearless, Ezio, Mighty Max. It's going to be interesting to see who actually primary ops. So I imagine it'll be Fearless. He's obviously got far more experience with that AWP. So, game is still paused, just trying to get this game on, trying to get this game going. Just looking. So coaching is not allowed. So Imi will not be able to watch from the sidelines and help point out his team. So maybe I was wrong with the Mighty Max thing. Not too sure, just rumors as I mentioned before, but FM eSports, they want to get this game going, just like we are.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think everybody does at this point. It's getting late, Snods.
Yeah, you got on 1 hour sleep, I definitely want to hit the sack right now. I am very tired. So, I think they're arguing right now between whether or not he can coach. Okay, yeah, so actually teams are running up now. It's about to be unpaused in just a second, so Imi will not be allowed to coach. Instead, he's just going to have to be on that TeamSpeak and listening to their comms and trying to help them out that way. Potentially tuning into the stream as well.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
We shall wait and see.
This round, though, we're going to
finally unpaused. There we go. Take it away, bro.
This round, we're going to be seeing these guys come back into it finally. Obviously, round 1 in Endpoint's favour does mean we're going to be seeing them with, you know, a fairly decent cache of weapons. A UMP going to be on Mighty Max. Fearless also running with an SMG. Lazza having to compromise and go with a Tech 9, but 2 AKs going to be present as well, and it's FM on a little bit of a force buy to try and make this one happen. Pistol armor, Scout on Pulse, and Jenko running with just that P250 to save for the orb. Still, a dangerous buy.
Yeah, obviously, Lazza just joining the server. Has to get top that Tech 9 by armor. Bars the armor and the smoke. 2 players was connected. Lazza's going to spot this, so imagine it's going to be a weak CT defense. Gets his head completely domed off by Stanley, though. Mighty Max so fast up mid, trying to get the trade. Does take down Jenko. One more play here. Can he get the second one?
Still going to be in there. They're going to be chasing. Find the frag in the end. The bomb's safe. Everything is good in the world, but there's a man coming up a little bit from behind. Heat-seeking Swan, also known as Fry, going to be pushing up close to T-spawn, trying to catch people coming off towards the B side of the map. And if they run past, he's going to be in trouble. Instead, though, it's him to face. And that means that FM are down to 2.
Yeah, FM here on their force buy. Most likely going to be losing it here as it's the 2-man advantage for Endpoint unless people can walk into these tight choke points. But high HP on the Endpoint side, so they're not really too worried here. They can play it nice and slow. There's not even anyone on the B-bomb side, so I imagine the CTs will just go for exits or maybe try to save into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most you can really do in this situation, isn't it? They're not going to be winning the round. They're not going to be finding that defuse. It is going to be either exits to take away a little bit of that economy, or as you said, a little bit of a save to pull them through into the next with more to use. The man in upper for the time being going to be smoked. Neilzinho still hanging around with that C7, going to be caught out by Velox. It's Pulse as the last man standing, and realistically with a Scout no armor, run away, mate. Take it to the next round. See if you can start off with something. It's the most use you're going to get.
So Endpoint on Mirage actually losing so many players when they're playing versus their anti-ecos. When they're on their anti-ecos playing versus the FM ecos, and now only Lazza goes down, gets the information though, and will be traded by Mighty Max. Mighty Max with 2 kills in that round, getting both those players in connector. Pulse now falling back, going to opt to save that Scout with 2-0 now in favour of Endpoint, and potentially 3-0.
I mean, 3-0 should be a given. Pulse is going to have the Scout, but everybody else shouldn't be too stocked up. Everybody else should be in a little bit of trouble. And actually, I'm quite happy to see this. As you said, Endpoint in the last game had huge issues dealing with this. Now they've got themselves that start they need. They found themselves potentially 3 rounds on this T side if all goes to plan here. They're going to have an economy that can actually sustain a loss in round number 4 if that should be the case, and they can try and start this game off in the way that the last just didn't go. And I think actually if we saw them with more money throughout that T side, if we saw more bomb plants early on and that sort of better ability to anti-eco, there was a chance that the game could have been a lot closer than it actually turned up in.
Yeah, the early tag going up for Velox there. Putting him down to 12 HP. Jenko as well, he's low, just the USB saving for the AWP. Be interesting to see how Jenko decides to play with his AWP. He plays quite aggressive with it actually. Very mechanically skilled player. Loves it there with his first frag of the game. Does take down Jenko. Starts to build up his bank with that SMG.
Stanley going to be waiting just on the other side though with Fry stood by him, and Phil is going to be taken down quickly. Ezio suddenly comes back through as one of his own, and this is where the action starts to come in. This is where we're going to be seeing FM with those opportunities for frags as Endpoint starts to chase them closer and closer to these sites. Unfortunately for the moment, they also seem to find more and more frags. Stanley goes down, Neil Zinho with him, and suddenly it's possible to count once more as the last left alive. And for him, there's not going to be anything. So Stanley, the only man to find a frag in that round, but again, it's not really what FM are going for. That one is just a full eco. See if you can pick somebody. If you can't, it's not a big deal. This one's where we're going to be seeing them step up to the plate.
No AWP coming out from the T side. This is interesting. They might opt to go towards fast connector, maybe B short, take control of B short. Luz with that SMG. He's those close range duels. I imagine he just jumps down connector hit. Yep, he's going to molly off the end and try and get fast out B short maybe. He's just trying to take control of connector. Here comes the fast B short player. Maybe going to try split B through that.
Potentially, yes. I mean, I actually sort of respect the North. I respect the fact that they're going to be going in with what they had, trying not spending more money and just going for something that doesn't require that. And at the moment, it doesn't seem to be going too badly for Mighty Max finds one, but what was going on there? That's a little bit weird. Fry shooting the man on top of his head, but unfortunately for him, going to be taken out in return. Mighty Max adds another, and it's going to be Pulse and Jenko to make this one happen for their team. The first frag going to be coming out from Pulse, the smoke deployed as well, but no more to follow up, and Jenko also unable to spot a single player out.
Pulse will go down. Fearless. We Jenko in the 1 versus 3. Going to go to save it now. Just going to save his AWP there, try and see if he can have any impact in the next round. And here looking to get to an early lead now, 4-0. It's looking good for them. And their economy is working the bomb plants as well, not losing too many players each round, so the economy should be booming.
Exactly, it should indeed, and they actually have a chance to shatter the economy of FM here and get another couple of rounds for free if they can find their way to Jenko. Unfortunately, at the moment, none of them are actually going to be close enough to do any real damage.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's all good, but if they could have, that would have been FM in a tight spot. As it stands, they are still going to have the AWP on their side. It's just what they're going to be putting behind it to try and make a successful round.
Jenko's actually got a quite decent B spawn here. He could go for the beast. He could go for the monster pick, but actually, yep, looks like he will go for that B pick. Will he get a flash from his teammate though? Actually, no flashes on the CT side, so it's going to be pure aim duels now coming up for FM eSports, and Luzza chucks away the SMG and buys up that AK.
Pistols and an AWP going to be all these guys have to hold on to in this one. Definitely a little bit of a departure, a little bit of a weaker vibe, but again, still something Endpoint would have had issues dealing with in the last map. This is one of those moments where we actually see how much these guys are stepping up and whether they can make something of it. Jenko going to be finding the first, but can't take the second. Instead, it's Stanley to do that. Velox making his way out onto the site, and Neil Zinho, unable to save his friend's life, has to settle for the revenge.
Still, he's going to pick up this AK. He's on the
1v1.
flank. That goes Luzza. He will fall. And unfortunately for him, he's got the player monster on the fast flank that pushed towards connector and came through B short. He will fall. That's the first round for FM eSports, and as I mentioned, the Jenko going for that B pick holds it there. That's the thing, he did hold for a while. Endpoint, you know, Imi likes to call these styles, these set defaults where they play slow. Jenko there, just waiting out there, having the player walk into a scope. Also, Velox there pushing through the B short smoke. Managed to get 2 frags onto the site, but after a flurry of frags, it was Luzza stuck in the 1 versus 2 and Pulse frags it.
Exactly, a round potentially FM shouldn't have picked up, but one that they picked up with relative ease. A nice round as well to kick the CT side off into things. Now though, the issue is Endpoint are going to have more than enough money to reset. They've found themselves an AWP. They're going to be well equipped essentially.
Yes.
And they have the chance to reset FM if things go wrong. But Pulse going to be finding himself 1 for 3 to start things off. Bill is going to be dropped as well, and a third comes through too. Velox down before Mighty Max finds 1 in return, but a 1 for 3 trade is not what you're going to be looking for.
Fearless there, whipping that shot onto long toilets, and Pulse gets 3 insane headshots there. so impactful kills there for Pulse. Does get traded out, but he's got 3 frags for himself this round. It's more than he needs to do. Jenko as well, holding onto that long. Holding onto long, just trying to see if any players will walk into him. The smoke there, usually see Na'Vi throwing that smoke, allows the T's to push up towards long, but it's actually going to bait out the toilet. Sorry, but Ezio will win that duel. Mighty Max towards a short, knows there's a player behind him, spots the player's side, now he's spotted, will go down as this player's all around him.
Trying to land the shot, but Stanley's not going to be missing with an M4 in his hand. So the second round goes to FM as well. They've managed to secure their position a little bit. They've grabbed what they need to grab, but they're still not out of the woods. Endpoint, they had a pretty beastly economy going from the rounds that they did manage to pick up. We didn't see the same thing that happened on Mirage come through again, so...
Nope, actually opting for 5 rifles there. It's going to be a little on Fearless, but I mean, Luz had 6,000, they could have maybe dropped Fearless there, but Fearless maybe not feeling confident with the AWP after whipping that shot, not really sure. Oh no, it's just the UI bug there, yeah, it was a Go TV bug there, so I did not have the economy for that. My bad. 2-4 now, 2 rounds separating these two teams. FM starting to climb back and get their economy rolling as well, and Ezio here towards Monster might try and challenge Neilzino, trying to get that first pick and entry up and open up this B-bomb site.
Indeed. Interested to see what's going to be happening this round. This is Endpoint's last real chance at finding their way into this one already.
Without 7 rounds in.
Without having to take a hit.
Yes.
Rather.
Without having to eco is what you mean.
Without having to take a hit. So, going to be a little bit painful for them if they lose. They are going to have to fight the bullet. And well, Jenko's going to be starting things off exactly as one would expect. Close up in that smoke. Takes the shot of Mighty Max, makes it land as well. Stanley seeing what he can do. 3 players close by, none of them managing to find their way into his sight. But Stanley also managing to escape as Jenko supports. Ezio finds one and Velux is going to be doing exactly the same. FM, however, I was going to say, still in the lead. At the moment, Endpoint managed to tie things up and they're just going to be taking themselves down towards B.
Yeah, Velux there on his bike, jumping now connected, just trying to rush towards B. Ezio though doesn't really have the utility to hold the B bomb set, but the smoke comes in from Velux. Velox, sorry, Jenko though, with the flash, the nades as well. Has the flashes, the nades, the smoke, and 2 kits. So they can play this slow. They can wait for the 1v1s for the T side, but Jenko pushing forward and catch one of these T's players off guard.
Jenko seeing what he can do, can't find it in the end. It's going to be Velux instead to tag him down, turns around as he hits Pulse and finds the drag there too. Jenko, unfortunately, caught with a flash in his hand, caught with his pants down. It's taken out, and that's Endpoint picking up their 5th round. And FM, sadly, kicked back to the dirt. They're going to have money to invest in this one, but again, it's going to be far from perfect. And after this round, what do they do?
I mean, the entry they're coming out from Jenko, using that simple one-way we see, throws it off towards, well, you line up with the bin, or the bench, sorry, you line it up, throw it onto A short, and you can actually push through it towards the bench and get a free frag there. But Jenko with the aggression with that spray towards Laza. Laza will take him down. It's going to be the first frag now. So early on, so early on into the round for FM eSports. Need to get a bit of water there, mate.
One comes down, Jenko drops, and Endpoint gain the advantage in more ways than just the weapons they hold as well. If you look at it, FM, with 1 minute 20 left on the clock, have used up almost all of their nades. There's going to be 2 smokes left on Stan and Fry, but Endpoint still have time to work those out of them. They still have time to set themselves up for essentially a clear path to either of the sites. So FM are going to have to be conservative and careful, and at the moment, potentially Stanley's going to be in the right place to make it a little bit less difficult to find one, but nobody else going to be there in time. Actually manages the second before he's taken out. That's what he's looking for. Things now evened up. It's going to be Neilzino as the next to try and find a fight, and nobody looking his way. Mighty Max not going to be ready even one little bit, so 2 more frags, and Laza now the last man left with no bomb and no real route to the site.
It's going to be so hard for him. He needs to find these early kills. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. If he gets an early frag onto one of these CT players and plays the 1 versus 2, he can maybe win it, but it does go down to Pulse. And the thing is, there's Stanley. They're getting 2 frags, evening out the numbers, making it 3 versus 3, and then Neilzino at pillar there doesn't have to peek, just waits for the footsteps. They don't expect him there at the pillar, so close to them, and catches a player with his knife out, Fearless again with the AWP in hand and takes him down. So FM eSports, they've reset the economy, but Endpoint they're deciding to force.
And the thing is, Endpoint at this point just going to be seeing what they can do to push themselves as far ahead as they can. As well as that, they know that FM's economy isn't going to be great right now. They know that these guys are going to be struggling. They know that they need to keep this pressure on them. So they're going to be doing just that. Early on, though, it's actually going to be FM putting pressure onto Endpoint in the round as Ezio is tagged down to 20 points of health. And they're made to reconsider the speed of their push.
Ezio, though, probably going to catch up Fry while pushing it. Shoots in the back. She does take him down that headshot. Stanley, though, with the refrag, does take him down. And now this is probably going to be favouring the FM eSports side as they have the utility and firepower into this round. So 2 rounds separating these teams, and if Endpoint win this, they can bring it back to 5-5.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Endpoint managed to even get the bomb down in this round, they're going to be happy with the result, really. They have invested fairly heavily. They're going to be trying to find as many players as they can on FM's side, but if they can pick up, 2 more of these players left? If they can find 2 of them, if they can get that bomb down, they're going to be extremely happy. And, well, at the moment, they're going to be seeing if the route towards that path is over at B. neilzeno are going to be hiding in Toxic, waiting for people to come up. I assume we're going to be seeing that checked, as Fearless does seem to be quite curious. Spots the man, takes him out. An easy frag found. Stanley left to try and defend the site, and he's not going to be having a great time of it. Now Pulse and Jenko rotating down, but as soon as that bomb's down, this just gets infinitely harder.
If Jenko can get another frag as well, it's actually being played off. Does get the cut. This gets the collateral there. Does tag Fearless to low HP. This nade might even kill him. Does go down. Just going Mighty Max in the 1 versus 2. Let's get the frag though. There's a pulse and sprays down towards Jenkins. There's only 15 HP. 1 bullet from his P250 will take him down. Pulls out the Tech 9, but they're both so low HP.
Jenko still thinks he's going to, but does he realize now?
Wait, how is Mighty Max doing it? Oh, there we go. Does take him down. So, the thing with neilzeno playing barrels there, the thing is, when you play a person on barrels and he's crouched behind, looking down the floor, you need someone on the CT side at the B bomb site to be baiting for him, to take the attention off of him towards the T side. So you saw there, Fearless just walking up, just pre-aims every angle, no one's looking at him. He can look wherever he wants to with no threat of caution from the CT side. So, fortunately for him, neilzeno will go down and opens up that B bomb site. Endpoint take the round, win it to be 3 rounds now, separating them in the 4th fight coming out from FM.
Pulse though with the Mag 7, going to be seeing what he can start things off. Finds one. Oh dear. Stanley as well picks up a second, but at this point it's going to be a huge FM presence towards B. Every single player there in Endpoint. I was going to say you'd assume they'd realize something's going on, but they're still going to be taking things slow. These guys are worried about those close angles. They're worried about losing the anti-ecos and giving too much up, and in this case, that might have just bitten them.
Yeah, maybe I'm not expecting this much of a force by coming from FM, the shotgun from Pulse, and obviously the UMPs and so forth, but Fearless might be able to catch his play. Jump point, yes he will. Pulse will go down. It's only 1 man separating these 2 teams now. We're 1-1 at the clock, and the bomb towards A. 2 set up as well from the CT side, but it's going to be fast rotation coming from Fry 1. They're going to have the men on the A bomb side.
Indeed they are. Endpoint going to be doing the same, finding their way through. Fearless going to be seeing what he can get done with the other. It's actually going to be Mighty Max to take the first fight. Nothing coming his way though, and a man heading in from behind. He is going to have to take neilzeno out here. Fortunately for him, it's an easy task apparently to accomplish. He manages to find the frag, and he's going to be taking the bomb all the way over towards B. Endpoint though, leaving 2 players at A to try and be... Actually no, a fake towards B. Apparently a single flash goes over, and he's back on his horse back towards A, and it's worked, yeah.
Thing is, though, if Stan goes down here early and the A bomb site's given up, it's going to be so hard for them to win, and Fearless gets that pick, and Ludza here, this off-angle in bank, going to catch Stanley off guard, will take him down. It's 3 versus 1 now. P250 and armor, maybe able to save a gun there. Stanley died with a SMG, I believe, in hand, but I don't think there's any proper rifles that he can save that's close to him. Trying to spot for a shadow, doesn't quite get lucky enough, doesn't really see anything. It's going to be incredibly hard for him to win this.
There's another situation you're expecting to see Fry manage to work his way out of. Instead, maybe if he can find Mighty Max, he's going to be in a good place. If he can get close enough to Ludza to do a 1-tap headshot, then, you know, that as well wouldn't be the worst option. At the moment, though, it's going to be a UMP in hand and not really much of a chance to do more than that. Ludza heading all the way out, and Fry still just hoping somebody's there.
It's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, manages to save the UMP in the end, manages to escape the bomb blast, but as you said, is going to be holding on to nothing more than a UMP. This round, that's potentially going to be useful. I just hope FM don't put too much stock in it.
Much better game, sorry, from Endpoint showing here, as they lost 16-7 to FM in the last map, but that was FM's pick, and now it's Endpoint's pick, and they're really showing why. 7 rounds on the board already for the T side. This is great for them. All they need now is 1 or 2, and they win the pistol. It's almost in their hands already.
There's another one of those situations we seem to keep seeing, where things get very out of hand in the first half. This time, though, Endpoint are in control, and they are making a show of it indeed. FM, still not out of the running, however, are going to try and get something done, but Pulse and Jenko, even working as a tag team, can't take Mighty Max out.
No, they can't, unfortunately. 2 players for the CT side towards A. As long as Endpoint don't lose too many rifles, Mighty Max's low HP, he's already got his 2 frags. As long as they don't really go down, don't ruin their economy, it should be fine. Again, that smoke towards end of long, trying to bait those players out, thinking that the players are lost. Velox and Luz are getting frag a piece. It's only be Fry 1 now. Last alive was UMP. 1 versus 5. Could maybe get a few guns out of their hand. One from Velox sprays towards Bluzzer. Takes him down. Phyllis misses Opto again. Actually takes 3 kills. Out of nowhere, this is 1 versus 3. I was about to say, Mighty Max at 10 HP. This could be winnable, but he will go down.
Yeah, I think Endpoint lucky there that he doesn't manage to
Oh yeah, if he spun
yeah.
around there and just one tap Mighty Max at 10 HP, my goodness, that could have been insane. But does great economical damage, and actually looking at Endpoint's money, it's not really the best. 500, 700, 2,000 or so from the other players. So FM can win this. They're going to force Endpoint to the force bite, win that again. They could be looking at 6 rounds if things go their favour. Yeah,
it's just a question of how many rounds that Endpoint really bothered about getting at this point. They've already found 8 on the T side of Overpass. I doubt they're going to be too sad about anything else that doesn't manage to come their way. Obviously, the more the merrier in this particular case, but if FM step up now, it's still a little bit late for this half.
Obviously, Endpoint having to sub in Luzzer, also Orpa, so once Fearless dies to Jenko, Luzzer's going to pick up that AWP, and we're going to see what he's going to try to do with it now. Maybe going for that B contact play and walk into Jenko's AWP shot. Actually hiding, might reface into Luzzer, one of the angle. Gets a headshot there through the barrel, and Luzzer goes down. It's 2 AWP entries for Jenko.
Fry1 going to be finding Mighty Max as well. It's Velox and SEO left to try and make something happen here. The bomb already on the site. Both of them having to push in, and unfortunately Velox dropping right into the scope of the Jenko. So the second AWP shot rings out, sorry, third AWP shot rings out, third frag is found, and it's just SEO left to try and make something of this round. Fry1 goes down, but apart from that, everything's alive, and despite one more frag coming his way, SEO can't make it happen. FM at least regains some dignity as they find a 4th round.
Thing is though, Endpoint, they've already got 8 rounds on their T half, so at this point they couldn't really care less if they lose that round.
It's completely inconsequential from what happens
any round,
from this point on.
any further rounds they get on their T sides is going to be bonus, adding up to their CT half. They've already won the half. 4 rounds separating this team. I mean, if they can get up to double digits in their first half on their T sides, it's going to be monumental moving into their CT half.
Yeah, this round going to be a little bit harder for the guys though, as you said, the economy won't sustain a loss. So now we are going to be seeing the Tech 9s and the UMPs coming out still. The first frag going to be going their way, and actually SEO in a perfect place to take Stanley out as well. The door closes. Fry1's there, but as soon as he opens this, he's going to be ready. SEO with the AK watching, waiting, doesn't manage to take the frag, but is rather able to give his team a little bit of an early warning pulse though through the smoke. Not going to be giving any warning as he runs directly into his target and pulls that trigger. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be treated the same as he is shot from behind. And suddenly, Fry1 is the last 2 players alive. And well, neither of them are standing 3 seconds later.
Up as well.
So
interestingly though, Fearless with an AK in hand, and actually loves to keep him up from the last round, and does find the flank kill onto Pulse, does take him down, and stops that backstab from happening. 4-9 now, Endpoint looking so solid on the T half now, and the question is, can FM do the same to them on their T side?
I mean, you'd imagine not.
Well, I was about to say imagine so when you consider the aim and the skill on these players, but then again, their economy's been so bad. Such a nice headshot that takes down Mighty Max, and he's going to be gifted a rifle, but Lazada, he's on the ball. Oh, doesn't actually catch him in time. Jenko will get away with his life and the rifle.
Yeah, still a nice shot to start things off there. A nice way to get the ball rolling if you're FM. Endpoint's still going to be better equipped than you, still going to be more ready than you. But obviously going to be in some tough times. Maybe we're going to be seeing a little bit of a throwback Mirage here. Maybe not, as SEO starts things off with 2. That's the direction Endpoint want to be taking this in, as they find themselves the man advantage, and it's Pulse who has to take the site to try and make the difference.
They won't expect him here.
He's going to be finding 1 at least. Fearless though, ready to come back into it himself, but Fry1 from the side grabs almost 2, finds 1, finds the second finally, and it's Velox and Jenko in a 1v1. Jenko's still on full health even after his encounter earlier, and now with an AK and a Molotov in hand.
Yeah, he can molly off the bomb as well, 50 seconds on the clock, but Jenko times him. Sprays the smoke, doesn't quite connect the shots though. Velox on 16 HP. Just want to see which side of the smoke he opts to go for, trying to spam him through the smoke. Slow play now coming out. Whoever catches each other first. Can Velox get that crisp headshot, take down Jenko instantly, but the angles work out in Jenko's favour, and it's going to be 5-9 now, and if FM can win this final round and win the pistol, this could still be FM's game.
Very well could be actually, yeah, no, you're quite right. If FM can find themselves a 6th, and as you said, if they can pick up the pistol, then we're going to be seeing 9-9 from the off essentially, from those gun rounds, and if they can keep up that level of play, if they can keep up sort of the ridiculously talented FM that we've continued to see throughout the night, then they could very well take it. Endpoint though, they've not finished their stay yet. Stanley going to be the first man through the fight, doesn't manage to, well actually no, sorry, does manage to find a frag. Esco looks the wrong way. Fry1 going to be finding himself 1 as well. Jenko piping into. This is just a shutdown for Endpoint as it's going to be Mighty Max versus Flame to finish the half off.
This is the thing, I don't know why I keep saying it, but whenever you're in that sewer, that B-shot sewer, people always underhand flash and it lands in the water and the flash doesn't work. Stanley looks directly at the flash, doesn't get flashed because the flash lands in the water, as I said. You want a T flash coming in over the top of the sewer, not from an underhand from a T player that's inside the sewer. So Stanley gets the only kill there and the round falls apart like that. Player in heaven catching Lazar off guard, obviously, and the numbers just whittle down slowly by slowly. But now it's 9-6. If FM can win this pistol, they can really be back in this game.
Yeah, this is sort of their shot for redemption now. If they can find themselves this, they're going to be in a good place. And at the moment, it looks like we're going to be seeing them at least initially head towards B. But look at Endpoint. Look at the aggression up long.
Playing retake towards A. Actually have the kit on Mighty Max. The kit smoke, so they're okay with playing the retake. Lazar there pulls his knife up, catches that play. Can he get the headshot? Done. Gets the entry mark. Nilzino will get 2 in towards connector. Lazar with the second one. Great play from both these players. Pulse though does take down Mighty Max, and it's going to be Lazar and Velox versus Pulse, Nilzino and Stanley, and it's these 2 newer players on Endpoint. Try and win this round for them.
Yeah, all of them still going to be up by Fountain. All of them still going to be a fair distance off, and Velox all the way back at the A site. You can see Lazar dropping back to join his teammate. Both of them going to be playing this as a pair. It's just about what they're going to be expecting and where we're going to be seeing FM go. You've got to consider there's still over a minute left on the clock.
Thing is, where did Mighty Max die? Where's the kit? That's the question.
It'd be an aggressive position, wouldn't it?
Would have been towards connector, wouldn't it? I believe so anyway, but if they can retrieve that defuse kit and go from there, but Lazar jump spotting, spots the players now coming towards A. He needs these early frags, but Stan will just get that headshot onto him and take him down. Velox in the 1 versus 3, no kit, it's not looking too good.
It isn't. The bomb is going to be planted after all. Velox going to find one though to kick things off. A nice headshot onto Nilzino does get the ball rolling. Now though, is going to be out finding those second 2, and apparently Pulse wants to give him the chance. A 1v1 situation given. His teammate on 8 points of health. As you said, this man just needs to sit tight and hide, and indeed he does.
Crossfire comes out. Stan will take down Velox there, covering for Pulse, as obviously he's low HP. Both those players in low HP, that's why they were a bit hesitant there to face. FM win the pistol, and as long as they don't lose the force buy and then lose the subsequent eco, it's going to be a 9-9 in FM. That's when the pressure's on for Endpoint.
Yeah, Endpoint looking throughout that last half like they were sort of on a roll, like they were going to be miles ahead by the time we got to this, but you're quite right. FM could really do a lot to catch up right now. Endpoint going to have some pistol armors to try and make something happen, try and bring himself back into a bit, and in fact, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be Fearless to kick things off. Velox comes back into one of his own, but it's going to be a second before he's shut down, and unfortunately for him, Mighty Max goes 2, meaning that despite the economic damage done, despite the fact that they lose a fair few people, Endpoint don't manage to secure the round, and it is going to be FM looking to take themselves to 9.
But Fearless there last round, just going with the USP. He's going to be saving for the AWP, so the CT side of AWP will be Fearless like it was on the T side, so not really much coming out there. Pretty standard there, expecting Fearless to be the AWP of the more experienced player, being the more experienced player. Actually, good reads coming out from the CT side as they're going towards B, but then it's going to get mopped up, and Velox with the team counter, Fearless will take him down, but it's not really anything well. So FM going to get the bomb down here as well, potentially. Doesn't really matter though, as obviously the round has ended. So T economy looking pretty good. They're obviously going to buy up now in the CT economy. If they lose this is when it starts to go in FM's favour, and they can start taking this game into their control.
This is potentially where we see FM start to, as you said, take control. Obviously, if they can take Endpoint down here, if they can stop them in their tracks right this second, then there's a good chance we're going to be seeing Endpoint struggling to set up an economy for the first part of this half.
Fearless there attempting the boost. Fails a couple of times, but Lazar gets the entry onto Jenko. Not really sure where that happened, but let's take a look at the map actually. That entry happened towards... Okay, he peeked mid, I believe. Peeked mid or connector, took him down, so first frag going towards Endpoint. As well, spots Velox there towards water. Actually decides to fall back, doesn't want to give away another frag, but they need to open up this B bomb site early, or fast, or right now even. If they have any chance of winning this, they want to try catch these CTs off guard, or maybe even fake it, because the bomb is towards A. They could fake this. Maybe try and bait out the UTIP. The team go from there, but Velox will take down Pulse. And now it's the 2-man lead.
Indeed it is. The 2-man short going to be doing what they can to bring things back into their favour, but the nades aren't working for them, and Velox is still going to be standing, as well as finding more frags. 2 on the board now for him as the bomb joins, well, the one remaining player on his team. Nilzino and Stanley trying to find their way through. Endpoint putting up a solid defense until it's just one man with the AWP in his hand as the last left alive. Not going to be an easy task for Nilzino to find his way into this one. But Spots Lazar out, takes the headshot.
These are guns being taken out of the CT's hands.
Exactly.
Each kill is so important on the Endpoint economy, considering that the FM1 pistol. If you can find one more kill, goes down to Fearless. The AWP shall be safe. Both AWPs. We're going to see a double AWP setup on Endpoint. Interesting to see if we're going to see one go towards B, maybe one towards A, or maybe have one connector, one mid. Try and get those early picks and try and get the game and the round going in their favor early on. It's going to be 5 rifles coming for FM, so they might go for the fast beat. Smoke on site, take those AWPers completely out of the equations. Play fast, but instead they're going to opt towards connector control, more of a default. Let's see what happens.
Well, FM going to be again throwing whatever they can into this one. They've had a bit of a tough time so far, and this is going to be their last chance to make something happen without the reset coming in, but Pulse is going to be starting off exactly as they mean to go on at this point. He finds himself the frag onto Velux. He's in a position where he wants to reset Endpoint's economy. And well, they're going to be a man down early on, so it's only going to be getting easier from this point out. Still, though, the double AWP prevails. Fearless and Mighty Mac's going to be there. As I say it, though, Fearless is taken out entirely. Jenko with a beautiful AK shot to find a second entry frag into this round, and Endpoint's still unable to find anything back. Where is Mighty Max going?
Mighty Max got the opposite of Lazar. That's a bit strange, but I imagine it works with the setup. Obviously, you can't have two AWPs going to the same site. Mighty Max on the flank there. He's going to catch these two players off guard with their nades out. Can he get more than one? Gets the first call. Can he get more than one? That's the question.
Well, now people are going to be looking his way, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to find these frags in the end. But still, going to be working his way around slowly. Finds himself a second. Now the question is there a third in it for him? But Jenko going to be taking him out, denying that last AWP and putting it into a 2v2 retake with no nades for Endpoint.
Lazar does take down Pulse as well on the sidelines. It's going to be the 2 versus 2, but Lazar's so far away. If they have two kits, the time is not the problem here. The problem is they have no utility in a FAMAS and an AK. Jenko actually opting to throw that AWP away. Doesn't want to get caught off missing a shot towards long. Spots him out, takes him down. Lazar number 1 versus 2 has a Molotov and a kit to hand. That's all he has. Takes the headshot onto Jenko, takes him down now. The back two comes out. We'll go down to Lee Dank Memes, Heat-Seeking Swan, aka Fry1. So Fry1 will take the 1v1 versus Lazar. Flashes in there, takes him down. NT coming up from Lazar. Nice try. Could have won that maybe if the flash didn't come out, but it's 10-10 now at Endpoint on the reset. They're going to opt for a force buy. This could be FM taking the lead.
You think that's the way that we stop people using ridiculous names on streamed matches?
Take the piss out.
Just actually call them out on it.
Lee Dank Memes gets the entry frag. Nah, who knows? Maybe penalty points coming in for those awful names. Anyway, Fearless though pushing up towards Playground. Maybe unexpected aggression as he will take down Nilzinho. When the trade frag comes out. Actually, Lazar towards Water. No one's watching him. Gets the first frag, but does get traded out. It's the 3 versus 3 and low HP on Stanley. This is actually winnable for Endpoint.
Yeah, it's not something that they couldn't make happen. FM eSports, however, going to be putting that bomb down on the B site. And Mighty Mac's actually going to be dropping a nade through. If that caught somebody else, there might have been a death on the screen instead. It's going to be Heat-Seeking Swan down to 38, and another player low enough for these pistols to be extremely effective. Stanley, though, going to be the man first on the line. Fearless jumps through connector and unfortunately doesn't realize that there's somebody waiting on the other side for him.
Mighty Max down the 1 versus 2, gets the first kill onto Jenko. He has the CZ to hand, but Heat-Seeking Swan will take down Mighty Max in Water, and Fry1 will get that frag. And now Endpoint on the reset. It's looking like it's going to be 12-10, and this is Endpoint's map pick. I mean, you saw what happened when it was FM's map pick. 16-7, very confident winning. Very confident win there for them. And now on the, not even their map pick, they're looking strong.
Yeah, Endpoint seeming to have fallen apart a little bit since switching to the CT side, not having too much luck.
I wouldn't say falling apart. The problem is their economy is so bad. I mean, you had the double up for 1 round, you win it. But then as soon as you lose that round, you're on the double lead, you're on the force buy. If I go their way, Jenko goes the first kill, takes down Fearless. Clean anti-eco, take that back. It's 1, so will be 1 man forward, but it's not really the end of the world for FM as they are 2 rounds in the lead now, and they need 4 more to close this game out.
And honestly, is this not the same problem we saw on Mirage?
What's that, mate?
Endpoint struggling to get their economy going.
Well, I mean, that's the problem when you have 2 AWPers. You see it now, they've opted for this double AWP setup. If they lose this, they're probably going to lose the game when you look at their economy. If they lose this, they will be on the reset again, and if you don't see the early picks coming out from these double AWP setup, from these 2 AWPers, it's not really going to be looking too good for Endpoint.
Something going to be happening early on, but 1 man going to be ready for anybody coming through connector. Drops another incendiary actually. Heat-Seeking Swan's going to be seeking that heat, heading into the Molotov and finding himself dead. Fearless as well, going to be putting one of those double AWPs we see to use, finding himself a frag. Jenko with a beautiful one, takes it back.
He's just so good, isn't he?
What is that?
Put him on a rifle and AWP, he will get those refrags. He will get a talented player. He's 16 as well. But into this round, 2 low players on the CT side, so even though it's the man advantage, actually I take that back. It's a 3 versus 3, and it's actually 1 low player, Pulse 19 HP, but it's 42 and 23 on Ezio and Velox, so it's going to be in the T favor potentially, considering that such low HP. It's going to be hard for these CTs to hold the attack.
Oh dear, John always shows this.
Why can't they get this?
Yeah, but you know John's going to show it as well, don't you? You know that he's going to be
John
watching
being an observer, loves watching people fail. Then again, it's not really too important. Lazar though, gets caught jump spot. He's so crisp. Janko with the headshot takes down Lazar. And it's going to be the 3 versus 2.
Yeah, Velox and Ezio, the 2 low health players as well, going to be the last 2 left alive. Ezio close to the site, Velox rotating in. But both of them potentially going to be in danger as we see FM start to make their push happen. 2 men out long. One going to be coming in from behind through toilets in the form of Pulse. And if they're not careful, everybody going to be dead. Jenko with another frag as well, a 3rd on the board, and it's all on Velox at this point. Finds himself the first. That's going to be Jenko down, a lot less to worry about, but the nade comes in and suddenly he's on 20 points of health in a 1v2 with no kit, no nades, no nothing, just run.
I mean, yeah, he will opt to save here. It's going to be 13-10, and the problem with the double up setup, if you don't win those rounds and stack up the economy, you not look at your economy is just going to be falling into tatters, and right now it's a 3-round lead and potentially going to be the 4-round lead if Endpoint decide to not force. If they do force, it could be 13-11, we never know. But Lazar in that position, he has to play Ezio in A short, so opts for the jump. He opts for the jump spot. He was holding the angle initially. I mean, you've got to imagine if Jenko just crouch peeked into him, he would have won that duel, but instead decides to jump peek the wider angle, and unfortunately for him, Jenko's on the ball and takes him down. So 3 rounds separating these teams now. Will they force? That's the question. They have 3,000. If they save this, they will have the double up set up for the next round. So yeah, the save will come out. Can Velox get some early entries and early kills for the CT side?
Hopefully, because he is going to be needed. We see a quasi-buy coming through with Phyllis and Lazar obviously opting not to go for anything too much, just a couple of P250s. Other people are going to be on that armor pistol or potentially the armor M4, as is the case with Velox, seeing if they can be the main damage dealers as well. Mighty Max for 1. At least going to be starting it off in that vein. Picks up a frag, gets things going, and Ezio now going to be ready to come in from behind. A wonderful flash to kick things off, and it's Pulse down as well. Endpoint, suddenly 2 men to the wise.
The problem with playing double AWP as well is when you play the force buys and the half buys, 2 of these players without armor, but it doesn't matter for Fearless. He gets 1. They will get traded out by Janko. It's the 2 versus 4, but this could still be winnable. There's no kids on the CT side, so if they can just bomb down early, maybe win this.
Yeah, but 2 rifles being recovered. It's still going to be a dangerous round. FM are going to have to play this one careful if they want to get anything done. As well as that, obviously, there's going to be a man coming in from behind in the form of Lazar. So this just going to be getting worse and worse, more and more dangerous. And Stanley and Jenko are going to be the last 2 alive. Lazar finally has his vengeance, and it's all on Stanley, who unfortunately just can't get it done. So Endpoint, as ever, when in the most desperate situation, managed to find themselves around off the back of nothing.
Yes, exactly. 2 ops coming out now for the CT side. Somehow they've won the halfway. Great entries there for Mighty Max and Code Phyllis as well. There's that close-up headshot with the P250. Doesn't matter if they've had armor. Within 5 yards or 8 yards, I can't really remember. It will be an instant ding and an instant headshot. Phyllis shoots his AWP. Thing is though, it's not really too important considering that there's 2 ops, but Jenko now knows where Phyllis is playing and might even just have the advantage here. Takes down Phyllis. He knows that once you peek mid, you want to go for the face towards party and hold off that mid pressure. Fortunately for him, Jenko expects it.
So they're going to be ready to do some damage in return. Lazar stepping in too, find themselves 3 in a matter of moments, and it's Pulse and Jenko left as the last 2 alive, trying to figure out what they can do to regain some semblance of control within this round. And unfortunately at this point, there's not a whole lot. Jenko going to be pushing up long, I think looking to see if anything else is going to be coming his way, but his teammate not going to be with him. Utility, yes, they're both going to have some, but it's only going to be what those 2 can carry. It's a round that looks like Endpoint are going to be taking themselves within 1 of FM.
Yeah, Lazar won't be making that same mistake as well. Not going to go for the jump peek. Instead, just holding the angle, allowing Jenko to peek into him. But I think Jenko's about to walk into his scope here, and Lazar should easily take him down. Yep, down goes Jenko. Lazar will take that frag as we pulse down the 1 versus 4. I mean, look at the bomb. He needs to take some. He's coming out of hand. Gets the frag onto Velox. Velox straight falls back. Goes towards connector, maybe trying to catch a player, Ezio or so, off guard in mid, only 30 seconds down, the bomb towards party. It's not really looking too feasible.
No, still, the Pulse can try and find frags, he can try and avoid nades, he can try and avoid dying, and he can even try and grab this kill onto Ezio. The Molotov goes out, forces him back. He's already down, and he has a route to retreat. Now 17 seconds on the clock.
Just needs to make sure he doesn't die off time.
Yeah, and Pulse really can't do much more than exactly what you just said. There's not a huge amount of options for him at this point. The bomb's not in his control. Nobody's really going to be facing him. It's just hold on to your weapons, mate, and don't die when that clock runs out.
Yes, indeed. So 1 versus 3, he will save, and clock does go down to 0. Only 1 round separated in that. FM 13, Endpoint at 12. Thing is, the economy for the T side isn't really looking too dapper, so they might opt for the Force Fire to try and get some rounds back, maybe try and put themselves onto the 14th, but we'll see what happens. Considering that Endpoint have only won 2 rounds, the economy will be low, so if FM can win this, they may be thinking that we can break the CT economy and just win out from that.
Yeah, and that is why we're going to be seeing those Tech 9s coming through to start things off. Phil is going to be the first man down, finds one, tags another, going to be continuing to take pot shots as he falls back. Jenko, though, with a CZ, going to be finding at least a frag for himself before Luzza can take him down. Now going to be a 3 versus 4, but Luzza's going to keep doing his job with that AWP pulse. Somehow manages to take him out, though, and it does mean we're going to be seeing Endpoint in a 3 versus 2 situation where FM don't look too bad, actually.
2 versus 3 now, only 1 man lead for Endpoint. The thing is, though, if my Max can't hold on to the back, if he goes down early, he gets the head from the last bullet that takes that pulse as well. Wow. Great play there from Mighty Max. I was about to say, he doesn't need to face him, just needs to stay alive, and they'll win that way. In fact, just gets an incredible headshot onto that jumping player towards Trock, and it's going to be 13-13, the reset now for FM. They're going to half by now into this, and they're hoping that they can win out from 13 and go from there.
Yeah. Endpoint looking like they have another on the cards, looking to take that lead, looking to get themselves ahead. And well, Luzza's going to be in a place to find maybe 1 frag early on. Actually, FM managed to dodge him completely, so they're just going to be barreling down. Not really giving him any opportunities for early frags and just forcing the fight to the close range where those pistols are going to be the most effective. Ezio, as a result, can't hold on to his life, and it means we're going to be seeing again, if not a round 1 for FM, a very damaging round for Endpoint.
Luzza has the AWP, that Trock does get the frag as well. Mighty Max chiming in to save it. Another frag coming from Mighty Max. Can he get a 3rd? Yes, exactly, he does. It's going to be 3 frags on Mighty Max, and now standing the 1 versus 3. Goes down, 4K for Mighty Max, and the 1 frag for Luzza. Great hold there from the A side from both those 2 players. So, AWP coming out for Jenko. How is he going to decide to play it? They know they're playing the double AWP, so it's so hard for the single AWP player to know where to go. I mean, they could be peeking any angle. They can be peeking Monster, they can be peeking B short, base of spawns, they can be connected if they have a good spawn, mid, anywhere. They can be anywhere. This is the problem for Jenko right now. Where can he find the openings?
Well, at the moment it looks like we're going to be seeing Jenko trying to follow the rest of his team and just wait for somebody to appear through Monster. Obviously, should somebody decide to go there, they're probably going to be finding themselves in trouble, but Velox not wanting to give it any of it, just avoids the confrontation. So it's going to be FM once more having to push up close to get anything started. Velox is going to be ready on the site, and every single player on the FM side slowed down with a flash.
The thing is that Jenko this needs to find this early pick onto Velox or another player on B. Will Velox just wide face into him? Yes, he will. It's the first frag for Jenko, and the opening frag onto the B bomb site. He's always in this position, catches another rotate from Connector. It's a 2-man lead right now, and this is the most vital round of the half.
Yeah, Mighty Max now going to be the last line of defense on the B side. Obviously, you can see the rotate coming in from Luzza to try and help out. Phil is going to be staying in toilets watching what happens, but FM, they've still got a minute to play with, and they're not actually that committed. These guys want to keep Endpoint on their toes. They want to keep Endpoint thinking, and I think the small sighting of Neil Zeno there is only going to be doing more to make that the case, to make them a little bit concerned, to play on their fears and to throw a little bit of confusion into their minds ahead of the push.
The thing is, though, will the T players expect Mighty Max in water? Will Velox just died? No, they won't. 1 frag, 2 frags, 3 frags for Endpoint. Pulse, though, with a reply. It's another 2 versus 2. Love it. The close range shot to Pulse. Jenko 34 HP versus the double AWP.
Yeah, Jenko just going to be focusing on planting that bomb at the moment. You know that Phil has joined his friend now. The nade's going to be coming in as well. Jenko between a rock and a hard place, and unfortunately for him, this task seems too much. Endpoint
on match point now, 15-13, and they could be taking this one home. Could be 1-1 for the series, and Endpoint will be looking to be very happy with that, considering they had a random sub in as Imi goes to 400 ping.
FM though, not out just yet. They've got the money to put a buy together. They're going to be coming in with 5 AKs and a fair whack of utility. This is all but over. I mean, well, no, sorry, far from over. FM only have to find themselves 2 rounds to take this one to overtime, and I mean, it's not like they have nothing to work with in this round. It is still possible. We're going to be seeing things carry on further as a push towards B looks to be the early time.
Yeah, they have no AWP, so they're not really going to play slow and play for the picks. They're opting to play fast and try to get these early entries with their rifles. see Pulse now. Catches the player off. What is Velox doing? He's not spotting short and actually has to got his teammates cover. Allows the player to walk up, but will get the trade. Thank the Lord. Gets another one. 2 frags for Velox there. It's a 3 versus 4.
Indeed, Jenko going to be flashing through the smoke, seeing what more he can do to open the site up, and 2 frags might just do it. Lazza finds one back, but now his position revealed. We should see the 2 remaining players on FM just try and avoid his gaze. Another nade comes through, but the bomb's planted at the same time, and it means Ezio and Lazza are left to make something happen here. One man heads short, the afterplants are going to be in. Now it's Endpoint's turn to get aggressive.
Yes, it is. So Ezio on the site, does spot up Neiltino. It's going to be Stan in the 1 versus 2 now. Laz with the awkward, just hold on to the B short angle. It's going to be so hard for him to win this. Actually, Ops fakes the plant. He knows this. He's spread into nothing. They know where he is now. Does the flash. Fails the flash. Actually, he's both turned, but Lazza will get the frag. The 5-7 frag comes in. It's going to be 16-13. And honestly, that's a great showing for Lazza's first game as well, considering they had to sub in randomly for Emmy. So that's a great showing for Endpoint, winning their first game in the first best of 2 of the UK Masters Season 2.